Good day from the Memphis division of the Southern Railway, 1975-ish. Got another layout update. Yeah, I've done quite a bit of old stuff here in the last week or 2 weeks since the last video was up. So I'll kind of give you guys some glances of what I've done. So remember last time we put in Robin's Industry over here. Again, this piece of track is just sitting there. It doesn't have a turnout put on it yet. So that's there from that. So I was having some electrical issues over here, so I dropped into a set of feeders. Just, again, all this track work is just simply sitting here temporarily. So I did throw another set of feeders in here just to increase just a little bit of running I'm doing, reliability. I see the loaded coal train sitting here. Another one is there is a Vulcan quarry, stone quarry that was back this way a distinct bit. And the entire time that I was rail fanning with my grandfather, he said they had stopped using, rail traffic, a long time before I was ever in the area. But the spur was still there in case something was needed or anything else like that. So it was always there. As a little kid, even though he said they never used it, I always hoped to see a train crossing there, but never did. But I went ahead and put that in because it was just something that was, again, one of those things that I always saw, and that crossing was always there. And across this road here, which we would be going that way to head up towards the where the Pride transloader was. This curve here has, again, I don't remember if I did this, but I've totally redone this curve. We extended the layout out this way, probably 6 inches. Put a corner in instead of, or put a fill in the corner here. And then I cut down the radius of the corner, made it a lot larger, just so that whatever traffic's going around this corner definitely looks a lot better now. And not squeezing any of those 89-foot cars anymore. I've continued to make more puffball trees. I just, every couple of days, I'll get out there and sit down and make 8, 10, 12 of them. Just kind of dump them in on the layout in various places. Again, nothing's put down finally. Some more stuff here. Just, again, just trying to give it a little bit of life. See what what is this going to look like? There's some automobile traffic out there. This structure is new. Again, it's just it's a little brick apartment building. It has like 4 apartments in it, but that's the place it sits in. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make this ultimately smaller. Probably cut about that much off of it and just make it about like there. Probably leave the rest of it, just cut it off right about after that second window. But again, throwing things on here for size. So there's that. Put in, so back here in the original Sheffield Yard facility, this is the old car shop. It will still have 2 active tracks running to it, I believe, in some of the overheads from 1972. You can still see a lot, cars being, sitting here. So this has got a bunch of the 40-foot cars with still roof walks and stuff on them sitting here. And then in real world, that was the turntable right there. So there will be a filled-in pit. It'll just be, what used to be a circle. And then there'll be some tracks that are just kind of, just decrepitly left there, and to kind of give you the idea that that's what that was. And so, yeah, the roundhouse was, all the way around like that in the real world. But again, don't have space, don't need a roundhouse for diesel operations, and it wasn't there in 1975 anyway. So this is pretty much the same as it was. And then the next big change here. Originally, was going to put a curved turnout here, bring it down, and Sheffield steel is going to be just this massive structure. For the size of the layout, I really just kind of went, it doesn't need to be that big. It's just going to kind of overpower this edge. So I was like, all right, let's just make it smaller. It's still not small, though it's not deep. But in reality, these buildings weren't all that deep anyway. So this will look very, very similar to this. Now I made it out of plastic instead of yard sign material. Again, just some leftover stuff I had and cut it up and threw it on there for looks. This will be, you know, treed in at the end of this and then taper down. Again, remember that in real world, this is just used to be a yard. Actually, the yard, I take that back. The yard was on the other side of these tracks, and this literally was just kind of, you know, a grassy, fieldy area. There, again, real world houses do exist here. They don't look like this, but again, that's just what I got sitting around at the moment. So I'm gonna put these here just to show, yes, there are houses here. So Sheffield steel's gotten resized. Still fit quite a few cars in here. So it, you know, it's kind of right sized for what this layout is. I'm still really contemplating now at this point. Again, this outside track's pretty tight, but these inner two are real tight. This one obviously doesn't really matter ultimately, just because this is the only train that's, you know, that comes on it. So it operates on it just fine on this radius of curve, so no big deal. But this is definitely a real tight corner, and I'm really contemplating bringing both of these tracks back in here, making this a broad, you know, giving this curve a little more broadness, and then bring them down into here. So instead of having them swing out here, take them through here like this, and then, you know, meet at the about there where this kicks in. So it'd basically be cut this back to about here and really bring that in. So it'd broaden up track 2's curve quite a bit, so that any 2FC or 89 footers would definitely not look crazed or even, you know, run into operational troubles because of how tight that curve is. So that's kind of in the thought process right now. You can see some new foam back here filled in the, you know, some of the gaps there. Again, right there, same thing, filling in some of those gaps that I had. Avalon Avenue, some houses here, and again, after getting these on, these houses are fairly decent, you know, right sized for what they are in real life and to scale. Doesn't leave much of a backyard. You know, this one's fine, this one's okay, this one's like, I don't know. And then, you know, there's one across the street. So there'll be a couple more of these on this side. And then again, you're starting to see some of that view block of trees and stuff that I've kind of want to be able to shoot, you know, look at that scene and not really see. So I got to get stuff up into this height here, back here, to really block that far view off. And I definitely think that's doable. Just to kind of give it, and again, you know, really emphasize that as a view block of between, you know, this side of the layout and the other, and seeing what's truly on the far side over there. But again, we'll see. So you can see the flat pad here. There's a little building, industrial. It's a beverage. It's the local, you know, beverage distributor that will front on Avalon Avenue going that way. In the real world, there's a road that comes off Avalon. It goes back this way. I'm gonna cut into this. I didn't really think about it too much when I was slapping this ground goop down. So I'm gonna cut into that, just kind of like they real world when they, you know, dig dig roads and run it back, so it'll follow these lines here in the ground and kind of come back that way and disappear behind the trees. And then here is going to be a lumber distributor that will face Avalon Avenue, sitting about right here. And then we're going to have to start working on what that's going to look like, following the road down that way. And then ultimately there'll be something not industrial, commercially looking, sitting here, facing the lumber distributor. Kind of really represent, what Avalon Avenue is. So those are the updates and what's been going on here. And we'll continue to build some mock-ups of some of these correct structures that will populate the crossing area here. I'm probably going to shift. You can see the remains of where I initially laid it out. That's already on the curve, so I'm going to probably back the crossing up to about here, where it's still on the straight. Go over, you can see, and then the road will zig and then disappear right there where that black is, over there behind those trees, just like it does in the real picture. And then in doing so, that brings the this road to here, coming this way. The road, the road going this way will be right through here, and then it'll actually bring in some space to put in, the structure that's across the street from the Klan house, the KKK house there, which will again sit about right here, and the house next to it will sit here, and we'll probably get one more house in right here at the edge. That would be the house next door to this one coming this way. So definitely things, continuing to go down, go down the right road. More and more pieces falling into place. I'm running trains a little bit here and there. Just still fun, even just watch them, circle around. I was trying to do some speed matching on a Loco Consist, and I think my JMRI has bit the dust. I haven't used it in forever. Turned it back on, it just will not read decoders. So right now, even though I've got some stuff consisted, they are definitely not speed matched, and so it is definitely providing for some interesting running on a couple of things. But definitely enjoying playing on a layout and getting some things done, and we'll give you guys another update when some more stuff gets done. Thanks.